Oh boy. It can be safely assumed that I was not very well prepared for this here and this kind of uncharted territory that I'm about to venture into. Oh wow, nice 3D effect here on the xylophone, the way that it's actually just rolling around in that cylinder. That actually, that's a real good job they did here. Anyways, hello everybody and welcome to the 5th iteration of the Donkey Kong Marathon. This is Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. The very last of the trilogy, and released late in 1990. Well, I mean, not so much late though. I mean, very late in the Super Nintendo's lifespan, because that was actually when the Nintendo 64 was about to make its rounds. So there's gonna be references for that too. But yes, this was released in 1996. So yeah, it's kind of like towards the end, and so I guess they kind of want to bring out its very last few games for this console here. And so we're going to go ahead and start this new adventure. You can actually see up there on my main file, I've only done 44% of this here, and that is actually very much pathetic, and that is about to change because, well, things are going to be a little differently here, and so, yeah, I'm actually just literally using the same exact name, which is, of course, my name on this here for this file, so... Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get this started here, and on these vintage VHS tapes here, which, God, just seeing those right here, and I'm already seeing my my hair just, breaking out here. First up is Wrinkly's Save Cave. I mean, just already starting to save the game here. Hello there, it's me, Mrs. Wrinkly Kong. Getting your workouts in, that's, despite your age there. I found life too hectic at school with all those naughty Kremlings. If you need to save your game, Dixie, call here anytime. So, nowadays, Wrinkly is already, did I say Frankie? I meant Wrinkly. Well, I mean, since they're married, So Wrinkly has now decided to retire from being a teacher at the college, and now she's settled down in her cave and just doing her workouts here. She's basically here to save your progress now, so, I mean, it's the same as she did beforehand, because, she actually did save her game, only this time it doesn't really cost any coins at all. But now she's doing the same sport, just, save your game. That's the only progress, or purpose there is here. And next up, well, we're meeting Funky Kong pretty early here. This is Funky's Motorboats, and, well, he's a mechanic for these boats here. Oh, who is this toddler here that looks very derpy? Yeah, that's right, it's Derpy Kong is what it is. Okay, no, just kidding. So this is a new character, a newcomer here. This is Kiddy Kong, and he is now our partner in crime, and despite the fact that he is a toddler, he actually very much makes up for his raw strength as well, so he's very much tanky here, so... Anyway, so you guys might be wondering here, so, well, there's no Donkey Kong, there's no Diddy Kong, despite the fact that it has a Donkey Kong in the name. Well, so I guess going by how the partners of crime tend to be the main characters here, except for the fact that the next game, Kiddy's not going to be the main character, but no, this time Dixie Kong is the main character for this adventure here. So yeah, first it was Diddy, being sidetracked, or I mean sidekick, then of course main character, and now Dixie's the main character here, so that's, so I guess we're going by tradition here. But now this time, Dixie is now the main character here, and so, with her partner being, Kiddy. Kiddy is, Dixie's cousin, and also the one that she's, looking after. But this time, now she's, taking along with him for this new adventure here, so we're gonna be starting with, Lake Orangatonga with, Lakeside Limbo. So, as you can see here, things are a little different this time around here. We're actually not in DK Island. We're most obviously not in Crocodile Isle because, well, that's already sinking to the bottom of the ocean. No, we're in a new area this time. This is the Northern Kremisphere, and before you can actually tell here, it's literally Canada. Yeah, I'm not even joking, folks. It's literally Canada because, because apparently the developers, they actually travel to Canada, and that's what inspired this whole landscape here, the whole setting. So, yeah, there's gonna be lots of references, and I'm sure, well. I mean, either those of you who are living in Canada are actually watching this, or either, I guess, kind of, just wanted this whole thing, and, just want to make sure this is all accurate here, so. Anyway, so, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way, folks, so, unlike with unlike with Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, this is actually the only game in which I have the least amount of experience with. Yeah, I never really got to bother playing this game until, not too long ago, actually, though. So, pretty late into life here. So, because of that, then, I will have to say this much, though, that things are going to get a little sloppy for me, though, well, in terms of how I play the game. And, and here's the thing about it, though. There's going to be a lot of muscle memory issues with this one here because, well, the way the things control. I mean, it's mostly similar to how it was in the first two games, but, like I said, because the first two games I actually did play when I was a kid, though. Not this game, though. Like I said, I've had the least amount of experience with this one here, and so because of that, you're probably gonna be. Well, I mean, maybe that's not so much fuck ups per se, though. But it might take a while for me to actually just, you know, try to get accustomed to whether it's for this game here. And so because of that, then things will be pretty sloppy here. So anyway, so there will be quite a lot to talk about with some mechanics and all that, though. But like I said, though, it's mostly, you know, very much similar to the first two games. But there's also new characters that are that'll be coming in here, and also some some collectibles that will actually serve some sort of a purpose here. So what it is here is that the overall map here in the Northern Kremisphere, it's played a little differently though. Instead of just having to, you know, it's actually well, for one thing, it can be treated at first glance as a just, you know, a basic level select. Only this time, it actually kind of emphasizes more on the exploration and the overall map. Yeah, actually, it just does a bit more exploration for just going on the overall map. So it actually does serve a bit of purpose here. What it is that so what you do is that after you get the motorboat from Funky, and also, I don't know what's going on here. So, my sister's out of town, and so she's having me look after one of her cats, and he is going crazy at the moment, though. So, I'm actually kind of getting a little distracted by what he's doing. So, if you're actually just hearing some noises in the background, that's actually the cat just doing some stupid things. So, I do apologize, but anyway, so what it is here is that after you get the motorboat from Funky, you can actually be able to freely just go around on the water, and then you just go on those landscapes to get to where some certain areas are. And the first thing that I did was that I actually went ahead and opened up this cave. And going inside there, there's this little there's little crystals in which it actually shows you what button you have to press. It's actually really simple there. You just have to memorize what button you have to press, and then afterwards, what you do is that after you press those buttons, then out pops this little birdie guy with a banana. That's actually called a banana bird, and banana birds are actually something that's very important to us here, and they are definitely the key factors to doing a 100% completion. And ladies and gentlemen, since yeah, from what you saw in the other file, I only did like a 44% completion, so therefore I didn't really get as many of those collectibles, and I didn't really get to do 100% completion. And well, actually, no, this time around, it's called a 103% completion. Yeah, that's right. They're taking it up to 11 here. A 103% completion for this here. So, yes, folks, that's what I'm going to be doing here. And that's exactly the one thing I was dreading here, because there is actually a lot going for it for 103% completion. So, yeah, a little more collectibles going for it here. And, especially considering that, with a very low experience I have with this game here, then, yeah, that means I would have to constantly look up guides and, just to see exactly where the banana birds would be. And so, the banana birds actually do serve a purpose as to, basically just having to rescue a certain character that's been sealed somehow. But there's also other collectibles going for it here. So we have these bonus coins. So yeah, bonus rooms are back. And, once again, they are the key factor to doing a 103% completion, just like with the first two games. And also these things right here, those are the bear coins. And so we're going to be meeting some other characters, which are actually used for currency for some certain things, for the side characters here. But yeah, so I have to go around and just going for these bonus rooms just to get those bonus coins, and those are also the key factors to doing a 103% completion here. And then the DK emblems are back, or the DK coins was what they call. But they're actually different this time around, though. So the DK emblems, they're actually guarded by, or just held onto by these enemies here called coins. And so what you have to do is that you have to pick up one of these kegs, or the barrel kegs, and you have to actually toss them over to a certain position. So yeah, I actually about to get to one right here. So yeah, they're basically using the DK emblem as a shield here. So you have to do is that you have to toss the barrel, or the barrel keg, over to a certain position to make sure that the keg will actually go to a well, just actually hit the coin enemy from behind. And so once you do that, then you'll be able to collect the DK emblem. And that is actually a key factor to also doing 103% completion. So, so because of that, yeah, it's actually unlike with because back in DKC2, they're actually used as bragging rights for Cranky Kong. This time the DK emblems are actually essential for unlocking the this game's Lost World. So yeah, this one actually does serve more purpose than some bragging rights here. So. And yes, you can actually see the amount of the banana birds you collected in Wrinkly's Save Cave, because she's actually encouraging you to actually collect the banana birds, and so that way there she actually keeps. She's not really so much as hoarding them per se though, but they are definitely needed to reunite with them with a certain character that we'll be seeing. But yeah, they're not really just for like the case that you open. Then they're actually for some certain some certain side quests you have to do. So that's what it is here. Oh yeah, and so yeah, this is actually how how you just actually get those. So, anyway, so I think I should go ahead and just talk about the character mechanics of the characters here. So, yeah, with Dixie Kong here, yeah, she's very much like the same as she was in the second game. She's a little faster this time around, and she still has her helicopter spin that allows you to go across each of the gaps, and her basic attack, it's well, I mean, it's still a little close range here and there. And so to talk about the newcomer, Kiddy Kong, so basically with Kiddy, like I said, he's basically a more refined Donkey Kong, where despite the fact that sorry, I'm having dyslexia again. Despite the fact that he's a toddler, he actually makes up for raw strength. He's basically very tanky here. And so what it is that whenever you do the team tag, so what it is that I think if you actually play as if you actually just play as Dixie Kong, then Dixie will actually be able to, well, she can actually be able to just handle Kiddy. She can be able to throw Kiddy over to or like over down on the ground, and so he'd be able to use or just utilize a ground pound. And so with that, then you can actually just to be able to crack the or make the openings of the floors. And then with Kiddy himself, he can actually be able to pick up those barrels, and then you can actually just toss them forward, and they're actually very fast at that as well. So basically, just toss them barrels, and then it actually just goes for a straight shot. Okay, this cat is really driving me crazy here. So yeah, again, I apologize for this here, and he's messing things up here. Okay, sorry, folks. I was trying to just make sure he's not really messing with anything here. So. Also, I like how these barrels are actually just, just disappearing very mysteriously here. So, yeah, like I said, these bonus barrels, they're still kind of similar to the second game, where you actually just either kill off the enemies, or just collect the stars, or stuff like that. There's also the new things like the green bananas here too. So you just collect those, like those unripe bananas that that we have here too. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can cover for the base controls for Kiddy, but I know, I mean, if I'm not really explaining that here, then, I do apologize, because like I said, I don't really have as much experience here, so I feel like my commentary is not really going to be as good, though, because, there's a lot that I don't know about this game, so you can probably say that it's kind of a blind run is what it is here. So, I mean, because I already did play through this game, but that's only through the levels, but since I'm actually doing the doing 103% completion, and therefore I'm actually doing the stuff in which I have actually never done before, then yeah, it's pretty much going to be like a half-blind playthrough is what it is here. So I had to apologize in advance for all of this right here. So yeah, I just kind of want to warn you guys here. So I also want to talk about the way the swimming controls are. It's I was actually struggling a bit with the swimming controls because I kind of feel like they're a little more GIMP this time around compared to the last couple of games. But anyway, so here's some new characters to talk about here. These guys right here. This guy is named Barnacles, and he's one of the group of the bears called the Brothers Bear. And so these are the guys you'll actually be encountering for like you'll see their shacks, and so you'll actually encounter those guys, and they basically give you some side quests or some certain objectives. So this is actually the first we encountered them. But we're actually gonna go back over to the main hub world. We're just gonna exit this level first and go back to the main hub world to visit the first of the Brothers Bear. So that means you actually have to go back and backtrack over to Funky's Rentals, and so just have to exit over, and then we're just gonna meet the general store of the first Bear brother. So let's go and leave this cabin for now. And then once we head right over, so yeah, this here is a Bazaar's General Store, or might as well just call it the Bazaar, considering his name though, because I mean, it's very bizarre. All right, so yeah, this here is well, technically the first Bear brother you encounter here, but he basically runs a store, and so this is actually where the Bear coins come into play. So if you actually collect a certain number of coins, he basically sells you some certain numbers over here. So we're gonna go and select where's the shell from, and so he's gonna explain what the shell is. So yeah, he found it at Lake Orangatanga, and okay, I really don't know what this cat's doing. He's just going all over the place. I think he's having the zoomies at the moment though. So yeah, I'm actually just kind of getting distracted by him here. So but anyways, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and spend these 5 bear coins for this shell. We're gonna need the shell because Barnacles at the moment is having this banana bird in the cage. So yeah, this is actually another one of those things that how you collect one of those banana birds. And And actually, oh, okay, yeah, this guy's just trying to kind of cover me here and just try to distract me once again, and trying to get himself into trouble just by this stuff. Would you get down from there? Hey, get down from there! Stop that! Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, just having my commentary all distracted here because of that damn cat that's going around me. So, anyway, anyways, like I say here, so now that we got the shell, we're gonna go ahead and trade the shell over to Barnacles here because he has that bird in the cage here. So so let's go ahead and trade in that shell over here. So yeah, that's actually what the whole gist of it here. They actually provide some certain challenges that for you to go for. And then they will reward you some things like either just some certain level progressions or some surprises and all that here. So that's actually what they do here. So you'll be encountering all these the brothers or basically there's actually one brother for each world or each world you're going to. So they'll unlock some things and then that's actually well. That's all I'd say at the moment. Yeah, like I say, guys, my commentary is going to be very sloppy here at the moment, though, because because again, I have very little experience with this game here, so. But I got to do this one for the sake of this marathon and just having to do this let's play here. But that's actually the one thing that was dreading here. But don't get me wrong, guys. Like I mean, not to say that this game is bad or anything, though. As a matter of fact, this game is very much considered to be the black sheep of the trilogy because because the first and second game are very much of a success here. The third game, though, I mean, well, for one thing, it kind of alienated a lot of people because of the fact, well, because they were saying like because both DK and Diddy is just not in this game. Well, I mean, I think I should go ahead and just talk about the plot here. So the reason that DK and Diddy are not in this game here to talk about the plot here. So basically the Kongs are celebrating their victory over having defeated K. Rool in the last game, and so what it was that I don't know. I guess I was kind of reading some things differently here, but they actually went and visited the Northern Kremisphere, and so Donkey and Diddy went and decided to do some exploration around the Northern Kremisphere, and so Dixie was kind of just having a bit of a relaxation time, and so. Apparently, it was actually taking a long time for them to come back, and so they were supposed to come back shortly, but it was actually taking long for them to come back, and so Dixie was actually starting to get worried, and so after a few days, and that's when she starts to explore the place and see exactly to get to the bottom of this and why they haven't come back, and so she decides to bring Kiddy along for the ride, and so both of them just go on their adventures and and see exactly what is going on. And then that's when we see that the Kremlings are actually back. And despite the fact that, well, I mean, K. Rool was supposed to be around, but then, but the Kremlings are back somehow. And so they realize that something isn't right here. So they decide to go ahead and, just go around the Northern Kremisphere. God damn, I still can't even speak today. And then they would actually just, explore the place and then just see what's going on here, why they haven't returned. So, yeah, that's actually what the plot of it is here. So, anyway, so we actually have a new animal buddy at our display here. This is Ellie the elephant, and I hate to tell you this, guys, but Rambi is not in this game, so she's basically the replacement Rambi is what it is here. So what it is here is that she can actually be able to well, I mean, she can't really attack the enemies head on because well, that's something Rambi could do, but yeah, she's not as powerful as Rambi would be. But what she can actually do is she can actually just, be able to suck up the barrels with her trunk, and then she can actually use the water as projectiles if she's got any water in her trunk. So that's actually one thing she can do, though. Here's one drawback about her, though. So you guys probably know about the whole stereotype of elephants being afraid of mice. Well, unfortunately, this actually applies to her here, because whenever she gets close to a close to a mouse, well, in this case, these are called sneaks, but basically these mouse enemies. The moment that she actually see them, then she gets scared shitless, and then she just runs back against your control. So yeah, that's actually one thing to go about for. But the whole gimmick for this level here is that you're actually inside of this barn, and so it's all dark here. So she can at the very least still be able to kill the sneaks or the mice whenever it's in the darkness. But sorry about that the voice crack here, but whenever she's in that spotlight or within the light source itself, and she actually does see that sneak, then that's when she actually goes and runs away and gets scared shitless. So, So yeah, that's actually that's the one unfortunate thing. So we have to do that's actually what the whole thing is. That there you'll be seeing a lot of those sneaks in those spotlights, and so what you have to do is that you actually have to work around that. So so Ellie can actually pick up the barrel, and then and you actually have to toss the barrel over to whenever you're in the darkness. You have to toss the barrel over to where that sneak is, and then that's how you actually just get rid of them. And that way there you can actually be able to progress forward though. So that's actually what we have to do. Otherwise, yeah, if you actually just go through with the sneak in place, then yeah, you won't be able to progress further because well, you know, because Ellie doesn't want to go through there. Because she wants nothing to do with those mice, and yeah. So yeah, that's actually what the whole gist of it here, and so that's actually you know what you have to do for those kind of mechanics here. So. But yeah, you can actually just or pick up those barrels and just toss them with the Y button, and then or just you know just press and hold the Y button to actually just you know just suck up the barrel, just you know bring it over, and then just pick it up like that there. So we also have some new enemies here, and there's also actually some brand new enemies. None of the enemies from the previous games actually returned for this game here. Instead, we have some variants. Like these are robotic bees right here. They're called buzzes. They're actually the replacement zingers. They're more robotic this time around, though. But they actually come in the variants. The green ones work as the regular zingers, but the red ones, of course, like the red zingers themselves, they are indestructible. So you actually have to avoid them. So yeah, that's actually what it is here. So. But yeah, that's actually the one annoying thing about it here is that, you know, just have to basically backtrack over to where that barrel was over there. You actually get rid of the sneaks here. So yeah, see, there's those two here. So yeah, I actually literally had to backtrack over to where that barrel was, and then just pick up that barrel, and then just toss it over to get rid of those sneaks there too. So, but at least I was able to kill that sneak in the darkness. So. Now, they actually kind of changed the goal here. We actually just pull on the rope and then just change the flag's color. Oh, yes. And by the way, folks, just like before, you actually see the exclamation mark next to the level. That means it's marked as completed. So, yeah, same as always here. Only this time, even after you collect the DK emblem, then it actually doesn't really show there. But, you know, but as long as you collected that, then it should be fine. I guess, you know, the exclamation mark actually does apply to collecting that as well. So. Anyway, so we have a new little thing right here. So Donkey Kong is back. This time he has a little carnival show. It's called the Swanky's Tent. And so what it is that, well, it's basically called a Swanky Sideshow. And so what it is here is that he's actually running these little mini games. And so we have head-to-head, race of 25, and endurance. So we're going to start with head-to-head here. See, I said these quizzes you have to go for, and like you know, yeah, even Cranky will shape that. So yeah, so we have Cranky Kong here. And Cranky has a different role this time. Instead of actually giving us advice, we actually had to... He's actually a competitor against us here. So we had to compete against him in these little mini-games. And so we had to get or score more points than him. So you can actually see on the meter that if you ever see these little dots, if the red actually gets close to the to whichever contestant there is, you can actually see their expression here. If it actually gets close to you, that shows you're winning. But you can actually see that, yeah, look how smug Cranky looks for the fact that he's winning. Yeah, let's wipe that smug face off again. And yeah, whenever once that red dot ever gets right into the last one before the face of the Kong, that means you're the winner. But since Cranky won this one here, then yeah, all we get is just consolation prizes. But at least we get more bear coins. You want to make sure to collect as many of the bear coins as you ever possibly could, because we're going to need those for like either those side quests or just getting those banana birds. So anyway, so now we have a boss fight against or the boss fight. So yeah, as always, at the end of each world, you're going to be facing off against the boss here. So here we have Belcha's barn. This is Belcha, and so he's a giant evil mutant barrel. But this guy is actually very easy here. So what you have to do is he's gonna burp out these regurgitate those barrels, and so you have to just break those barrels open. And we have these bug enemies. What you do is you jump on them, and then they get stunned, and then you have to pick them up, and then you have to toss them over to Belch's mouth, and then he'll chew on them. Then he actually burps. That causes him to back off. And then once you do is the times they get him to the other side, then that's how you just win against the boss fight. So. Yeah, it's a very easy boss fight. That's all you do. So just toss them over, and then that was it. That was it for Belcha. And so that means that the level is done and over with. And so as soon as you see the exclamation mark against the world, that means this whole level is complete. You got it through every collectible there is and all the bonus rooms. And so that's what it is here. So you have to get all the bonus rooms to mark this level as completed. So that's actually good to go. So anyway, so next time let's play Donkey Kong Country 3. We're going to be going over to the next world and see for more stuff. So until then, I'll see you guys later.